Okay, so today I'm going to make an Injustice 3 character wish list. I'm only going to do base roster. I know that guest characters are kind of a staple in NRS games, but I don't have the best of information as to who would be a guest character. So I'm just going to go with popular characters like Homelander, Invincible, Omni-Man, and like Neo, Power Rangers. Those would be my guest characters. And I'm doing it at the beginning just to get it out there before I forget. So I'm gonna start off with the obvious picks for the heroes. Let's go with Batman. Can't have a DC game without Batman. Superman, same thing. Can't have a DC game without Superman. Green Lantern. It doesn't have to be a John Stewart base roster, but hey. Wonder Woman. Aquaman, Flash, Green Arrow, and Cyborg. So these guys are just like the staple characters, staple heroes in Injustice games that I think should stay in. I didn't put Joker and Harley Quinn in the villains because I don't like Joker or Harley Quinn. I thought it was really weird that Lex got cut from the first one, but then Joker stayed. I was like, well, I mean, if you're gonna, I don't know, I just feel like if you're gonna cut Lex, you might as well just cut Joker and Harley Quinn, but hey, they're gonna do what they're gonna do. So, continuing the heroes, I have more to say about these characters. Continuing the heroes, Booster Gold. I've only seen that Justice League Unlimited episode with Booster Gold. That's kind of how I know the character. And of course, James Gunn's DCU, his announcement for the Booster Gold series. I think he's an interesting guy. I'd be interested to see how he played and possibly pick him up. Beast Boy. I was really thinking of putting Beast Boy in like as a DLC choice, but I think he should just be base roster. Raven was base roster in the first Injustice game, and then Starfire was DLC for Injustice 2. So I just think, yeah, I mean, Beast Boy is a popular choice. I think. I mean, they don't need the money from Beast Boy. They don't need the money. They can certainly make them a ton of money by making them DLC, but they don't need it. Static. This is kind of self-explanatory. I want Static in there. He should be in there. John Constantine. I think it would be interesting how they put him in here and his moveset. I imagine like a lot of Enchantress's moves with him, but I don't think he would play exactly like Enchantress. So I like to see how they did it. And then for the last hero, I have Star Sapphire. There hasn't been a Lantern, I don't want to say sidekick, but a Lantern hero next to the Green Lantern in any of the Injustice games. There's only been Atrocitus and what's his name, Sinestro. So I think having a separate Lantern would be good. And then what's this guy's name? Captain Atom. Again, only information I have of Captain Atom is really Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, but I like this character. He'd be good. It'd be cool. Now for the villains, and I'm doing 14 heroes, 14 villains. I think that was the breakdown for Injustice 2 or Injustice 1. It's not set in stone. It's just a wish list anyway, so you know. So we've got Vandal Savage. Besides him being immortal and I think kind of strong, I don't remember much from Vandal Savage, but I do remember he's like an intimidating guy. So I like to see him in there. Ra's al Ghul. Ra's would be sick. I would use him. I'd use Ra's a lot. I think he'd be dope. It's kind of self-explanatory if you know Batman and you know his world and his rogues. So yeah. So this is okay. And then Lissa Drac, she's a Green Lantern villain. I had to do some research for her, or for any Green Lantern villain, to be honest. I think she'd be interesting. So this is a character I put in here because like I wanted to know, I wanted to hear feedback on what people would say. So if you know anything about Lissa Drac, let me know in the comments. So I'd love to read it and, you know, just hear people's opinion on this character being in here. Killer Croc. Killer Croc was, I don't want to say teased, that's not the word, but he was in Injustice. He's in a cutscene in Injustice 2 in one of the Batman stages during one of the stage transitions, which is kind of how they like tease characters, I guess, because Black Manta is also in a stage transition in an Aquaman stage, so he could be in there. Besides that, I think he'd be alright. I don't really like grappler characters or big guys, but I'm trying to branch out of like what I usually do, so I think he'd be a character I'd like to pick up. Mongol. I just remember Mongol being really intimidating when I watched Justice League, so I think he'd be a good fit. He'd kind of I feel like he'd try to screw everybody. Like if there's a main storyline in Injustice 3, like let's say they do something with the Blackest Night, he would just try and screw everybody up, including like Black Lanterns in their plots and stuff. Next is Ocean Master. This is an Aquaman villain. If you watched the Aquaman movie, you'd be familiar with him. Besides Black Manta, I don't think Aquaman's ever had anybody. He hasn't had Aqualad or Mera in a game, so yeah, I'd be cool with Ocean Master or Mera, or both, to be honest. Mera's another woman or a girl in a fighting game, and I like playing girls in fighting games, so that'd be cool. This character, I had to do some intense digging for this. Morgan Le Fay. She is I want to say a John Constantine villain, I think. She's like magic. Again, I imagine Enchantress or like Raven, but more females in fighting games is always good, so I'll do that. Cheshire is a Green Arrow villain. Once again, female and girl, female, sorry for saying something you don't want to hear, sorry, but yeah, girl, female in a fighting game, always a good thing for me. Black Hand. Now, I haven't finished Blackest Night, but I've read a lot. I've read a good amount of it. It's a pretty epic story. The type of things Black Hand can do is kind of scary. It's kind of scary. I think, at least considering him to be like the major villain of Injustice 3 would be a very, very smart decision. I'm not going to spoil anything, but read Blackest Night if you can. Get a little background. He'd be good. This guy is Black Beetle. He is a Booster Gold villain. I think he traveled back in time with Booster Gold, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. My comics and DC and Marvel, all that stuff is rusty, but yeah, he's just a Booster Gold villain. I tried to like have heroes appear that wouldn't likely be considered, and then they're villains as well, just to, you know, breath of fresh air. Red X. When I was going through characters and I was going through DLC, the first character I was like, yeah, dude, Red X. I was like, Red X, and then I figured I should just make a wishlist video and then put him in the villains, because easy money. Sick character design. He's in Teen Titans. Easy money. He's even in the thumbnail. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of self-explanatory. He'd be dope. Static villain, Eben. Sorry, I haven't seen Static Shock in a long time. But yeah, like I said, I tried to have heroes and their counterparts and their villains and stuff. So Eben. This is Major Force, Captain Atom villain. He's like a psychopath or something, I think. he'd just be a good villain. And then Savitar. There's no villains that are speedsters, and I think that Flash's moveset, like, explored more would be cool to see, because Flash is like a very interesting and unique character in Injustice. He was hard for me to pick up. I'll say that. Flash was pretty much hard for me to pick up. Once I got him down, I love using him. So I'd love to see how NRS can expand more on that. Yeah, I don't have pictures for the guest characters that I considered, only because I don't know enough about like guest characters that should be in Injustice or Mortal Kombat. But yeah, this is the wish list. I really wanted Huntress in the heroes section, so actually she's right here. Let me just put Huntress in there. Huntress. She's also a hero that comes to mind when I think of Justice League Unlimited and how she'd be cool to see in the game. So yeah, this is my Injustice 3 wish list. Let me know if you agree with any heroes, or agree with any villains, or you disagree, who should be in here, who shouldn't be in here. Yeah, let me know. I love DC. Heavily anticipating the James Gunn's DCU. Still upset that Henry got not axed, but that he's just not going to be the Superman that they're moving forward with. But I love DC all the same. So if you enjoyed the video, like, subscribe, and leave a comment telling me what changes or agreements or anything you would have in your Injustice 3 wishlist of your own. Alrighty, take it easy.